Namaskar, Namaste, this is Ankit from Rajput. So here we are at this beautiful Pavna Lake. It's just you and me in my first video. I hope you like the video and please support us in this beautiful journey of ours. This vlog is about a road trip that lasted for 2 days. On day 1, we covered the Pavna Lake and Glamp Everest. On day 2, we covered Lower Fort and Tiger Point. For those of you who are crazy about traveling, make sure you watch till the end. So we stopped at a food court called Foodway on our way to Lonavala, and you would get this only if you're coming by car from Bombay because the bike route's a little different. And I recommend you to fill yourself up as much as you can because post this spot you would mostly get local food. We're back on the road on our way to our first ever glamping experience. And what glamping is, you really have to experience it to understand. As soon as you leave the city, you'll feel the difference in the air. The weather becomes cooler and the air gets lighter. And the roads are filled with greenery. For us, the journey is as important as the destination. So we stopped at a lot of places just to enjoy the view and embrace the nature. And nature is very pretty and colorful. And of course, there are a lot of ways to travel. You either take a train, hire a vehicle, or take one of your own if you have one. The nearest local railway station is Lonavala. And if you're driving, make sure you don't get high and dry when in Maharashtra. That's the only part of the journey where the roads are a little screwed. You would get this when you're entering Lonavala. Seems like a hill was cut to build a road through it. But I won't really complain as these huge cliffs around you make it so beautiful. Before you reach Glamp Everest, you're going to cross the gorgeous Pavna Lake. We couldn't resist ourselves but to walk down the lake. It's actually a man-made lake built way back in 1973 and it took them 11 long years to build it. I can surely spare some time of mine to enjoy this divine location. You would come across a lot of camping sites around the lake with a starting price of 1500 and they are couple friendly. Most of them are right at the lake. The best time to visit Pavna Lake is during winters or the rainy season, though you hardly get winters here in Maharashtra. This place is simply amazing for all you family picnics or a beer time at the lake. You'd come across many other restaurants and bars around the lake. Time to move to our next location, which is the astonishing Glamp Everest. So here we are on our first ever glamping experience. We had no idea what glamping is until we visited this place. Let me show you around my tent for tonight. This is by far the prettiest tent I've ever seen. Huge double-sized beds, cute decor, and a charging point, which is way too rare to find inside a tent. It is very spacious. For a guy like me who's around 6 feet tall, even he can fit in so easily. And to top it all, it is very neat and tidy. One tent can accommodate up to 3 people, and in total there are 6 tents, all of them up in the hills with the view of the Pavna Lake. And parking is not an issue here as there's ample space for that. There are 2 common washrooms which gets cleaned almost every hour. You'd find it very hygienic every time you use the loo. and it has almost all the basic toiletries, so you don't really have to carry much of your own while coming to this place. The owners of this place are very innovative, so don't be surprised if you see something even more pretty the next time you come here. And there's enough network in this area for all your important calls and for you to play music online. This place gets even more pretty by sunset as it is decorated with dazzling lights. Let me show you the party cum dining area. And I almost forgot to tell you that this place is pet friendly. All that you gotta do is inform the hosts about your pet, and they're gonna arrange for the pet food and also for the stay inside your tent. We came across two doggos that became friends eventually. When you go for camping, you don't really expect good services or good food. You gotta survive to whatever you get. But this place is entirely different. That's the place where you can eat and drink. You have a lot of helpers around with brilliant hospitality. And there are many wireless speakers around, so you don't have to carry your own. All that you gotta do is connect to the speaker and start the party. That's a beautiful setup at the corner, which we eventually hijacked and got our welcome snacks served there. You can choose from a lot of options. We got ourselves some fruits, juice, sandwich, and a coffee right before we started our own party. You will be charged 2500 to 3500 depending on the tent you take and the day you visit. That includes the snacks, dinner, and the morning breakfast. They don't really serve alcohol here, but you can surely bring your own. Partying on the hills amidst the jungle with a lake view is as crazy as it sounds. For starters, they've got barbecue, veg, and non veg. They've also got a bonfire to warm yourself as it usually gets chilly and cold at night. This caught my attention. The hexagon decor was a doorway to an unknown land, but it was pretty dark to enter right now. Well, it's time to explore. Right behind the hexagon decor that we saw last night ran a stream of water that came up from the hills, flew right across Glamp Everest, and eventually joined the Pavna Lake. You really gotta experience it to understand what it feels like to live in a tent, far away from the world, waking up to the sound of birds and the stream of water. Nature is truly amazing. It's time for some breakfast and chai in the wild. We were really excited for our next destination and equally sad to leave this place. Maharashtra is home for a lot of ancient Hindu temples, and we came across a few on our way to our next spot, which is the Lohagarh Fort. Well, Lohagarh has a long history with several dynasties occupying it at different periods of time. Shivaji Maharaj captured it in 1648 AD, but he was forced to surrender it to the Mughals in 1665 AD. Shivaji Maharaj recaptured the fort in 1670 AD and used it for keeping his treasury. Marathas were the last that stayed here. They say that the best view comes with the hardest of climbs, and they are damn right about it. We could only walk up till the Ganesh Darwaza as it was closed due to maintenance. But that didn't really demotivate us. Instead, it gave us the idea of exploring a new location. To watch the beautiful sunset, we drove all our way to Tiger Point, Lonavala. The food stall right at the entrance serves amazing Maggi, pakora, chai, and bhutta. Tiger Point is the most famous destination in Lonavala, and we couldn't afford to miss it. It's about 2 hours drive from Bombay and an hour and a half from Pune via the Mumbai-Pune Express Highway. You must have seen Tiger Point in a lot of movies. The best time to visit this place is in the monsoon, when you're amidst the clouds as they get real low here. When it comes to safety, if you're traveling with family, friends, or if you are an all-girls gang, trust me, Maharashtra is the safest to travel. And of course, the nearest railway station to reach this place is the Lonavala station. I hope you all can see this. This is the last point and you can't go any further than this. Some say that while being chased by a tiger once, Shivaji Maharaj jumped into a ditch on the hill and the tiger leaped off it into the valley, giving it the name of Tiger's Leap or Tiger's Point. Well, that brings us to the end of our first vlog. I hope you enjoyed the trip as much as I did. So if you really loved our video, make sure you like the video. In the comment section, please mention where you want us to go next. Subscribe our channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Thank you.